I was 19 when I realized parents are supposed to comfort you. I grew up under the shadow of a man who believed emotions were weakness. My father was the kind of man who thought pain should be swallowed whole. When I broke my arm at 8 and tears slipped out, he made me sleep on the garage floor for 3 nights. By 19, I had perfected the art of feeling nothing. Every scraped knee, every failed test, every thought of my mother after she left, I buried it all until it burned inside my chest. Love was something I couldn't even recognize. When my girlfriend once whispered those words, all I managed was a flat, "Yeah, cool." 6 months later, she was gone. My father called that good news. It wasn't until college that cracks began to form. My roommate Warren kept inviting me to his family Sunday dinners, but I always found excuses. Then Thanksgiving came. My dad was out of town, the house was empty, and Warren wouldn't take no for an answer. The first thing that stunned me was his mom's hug. A real hug. Warm, long, intentional. At home, the only time my father's hands touched me was when he shoved me into a wall for crying at my grandfather's funeral. Inside their house, every wall was alive with family photos. At mine, there was only one. My father's military portrait. That night at dinner, Warren admitted failing an exam. I flinched, waiting for violence that never came. Instead, his father asked how he could help. His mother rubbed his back as he cried at the table. In my world, failure meant fists. In theirs, it meant comfort. When Warren's sister burned her tongue, both parents dropped everything to soothe her. I asked if they always did that, holding someone when they hurt. They looked at me like it was the most obvious thing in the world. Later, I watched Warren collapse into his mother's lap, her fingers combing his hair as he rested. He was 20 years old, but she held him like he was still her child. At my house, 20 years old meant proving you were already a man, or getting punished for not being one. When Warren came over that night, he saw the truth of my life. The empty walls, the mattress on the floor, the hole in the wall my father had punched when I brought home a B in calculus. He didn't press me, just quietly said I could always come over. And I did. Week after week, his home became my refuge. His mom eventually urged me to see a therapist. At first, I couldn't speak at all. Weeks later, I broke down about my mother leaving. I cried for the first time in years, and no one punished me. One day, I finally called my father. At the end, with a voice that shook, I forced out 3 words. "Love you, Dad." The silence stretched forever before he hung up. No reply, just emptiness. That night, I sat on Warren's porch sobbing. His mom held my hand and told me gently what I already knew. My father would never change. And that's when I realized, sometimes the love you needed most is the one you'll never get. Sometimes the silence of a parent hurts louder than any words could.